Hi everyone, my name is Martin Glennon, and today I'd like to share something really profound I heard at church a couple weeks ago. It starts in Mark 11, verse 27, and goes on to the end of the chapter, and also there's a story in chapter 12 I'd like to share his reaction to their confrontation. The way I see this is as profound is it really teaches you to deal with confrontations in a better way. There's many ways to deal with confrontation, but who best deals with confrontation than Jesus? So besides that, it also the story is really interesting that he tells, the parable he tells to those confronting him, because it's interesting on so many levels. So I'll explain both, and we'll go over it at the end. Okay, starting off it says, "As Jesus came unto Jerusalem, he was walking into the temple. There come to him the chief priests, the leaders of the church, and the scribes and the elders. And they say unto him, By what authority dost thou do these things? And who gave thee this authority to do these things? And Jesus answered and said unto them, I will ask of you one question, and answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things." This is my favorite part. He then asked them the question, "The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men? Answer me." So he didn't answer their question, but he did, really. In his question, he answered them by asking them to rethink the baptism of John. Let me just go on, and I'll read this portion and I'll explain it to you. "They reason with themselves, saying, If we shall say from heaven, he will say, Why then did ye not believe him? But if we shall say of men, they feared the people, for all men counted John that he was a prophet indeed. And they answered and said unto Jesus, We cannot tell. And Jesus answered unto them, Neither do I tell you by what authority I do these things." So he basically says, don't question me. He asks them to recall John the Baptist, who baptized Jesus, and when John the Baptist baptized Jesus, God had said, "This is my son, of whom I am well pleased." So when he said that, all these people, they obviously told everybody. These priests have heard about it, and everyone counts John the Baptist as a prophet from God. So the reason the priests didn't want to answer this question was because they didn't want to ruin their charisma with the people. Because if they say he's not of God, then God lied and John lied. So they didn't want to say that. They didn't want to go there. So basically, he answered their question by a question, and I think that's really profound because they didn't know what to do, and it just ended the argument right there. After that, Jesus told them this. This is in chapter 12. This is the story, the parable he tells them. He began to speak to them of parables. "A certain man planted a vineyard, and he set a hedge about it, and digged a place for the wine fat, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen." Basically groundskeepers. He gave it to people to watch over the vineyard for him, and went into a far country. And at the season he sent to the husbandmen a servant, that he might receive from the husbandmen of the fruit of the vineyard. So he sent one of his servants, to go collect his riches, basically, from this vineyard, what he earned that last season. They caught him and beat him and sent him away empty. So basically the servant didn't get anything. They beat him up and they said, "We're going to keep this and we're not giving it back to him." And again he sent another servant, and at him they cast stones and wounded him in the head, and sent him away shamefully handed, meaning they sent him away with nothing again. And again he sent another, and they killed him, and many others, beating some, and they killed them. "Having yet therefore one son, All of his servants are gone because they're all dead. His well-beloved, who is well-beloved, he sent him also last unto them, saying, Surely they will reverence my son, they will not harm him. But those husbandmen, the watchers of his crops, said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance shall be ours. And they took him and killed him, and cast him out of the vineyard. What shall therefore the Lord of the vineyard do? He will come and destroy the husbandmen, and will give the vineyard unto others. So basically what Jesus is saying here, a lot of people probably didn't get it. I know I didn't right away, and then I kind of realized at the end of the story what was going on. Jesus already knew that these priests were going to kill him. And many people didn't know this, so I'm sure the people around, besides the priests and the elders and those people who had been talking about killing Jesus for a while, I'm sure everyone was like, what is he talking about? I guess it's a nice story, this kind of thing. But Jesus was really saying that God has sent you so many chances to do well and to listen to him. And he's given you so many chances without coming and killing them. Because the servants probably mentioned to this the owner of the vineyard, why don't we just all go? And if they try to take us over, we can kill them and get your money and take the crops. And he said, no, I want to give them one more chance. I want to make sure they're not they're having my best. I want to know that they want to know that I am trusting them. And he kept giving them chances, and they were killing his servants. So finally he says, surely they won't hurt my son. And they did. They killed his son, trying to take his throne. So basically, what Jesus was saying is, God sent him, and I am the Son of God, and now I'm here. And if you don't get saved, he's going to take over the earth. Eventually, you need to do better. So I thought that was a really profound story to go also with the other side of things where he questions people. Most of the time Jesus will answer with a question. I realize this, and it's really interesting because they always react the way in a better, calmer way. It's never in anger. They just don't know what to do. So to be slow to anger and slow to speak, quick to listen. That's something else in the Bible. Thank you for listening today. If you have any questions, go ahead and send me a message, or you can just send me a message anyway or leave a comment. Thanks for listening today. Goodbye.